Your name is Mr. Obefo Kwesi Jetwa Enoch Ninkomo, or a National Executive Director, Ghana National Council of Private Schools. No, you know Ninkomo. It's good to have you, Mr. Obefo Anope.
Yeah, Joe, opening kasi net is saying.
Yeah, who is she about your Benedict?
Would you as a men's and answer Sammy?
The family Sammy.
Okay, anyway.
Opani,
You know, where Sammy.
you're the radiasi. Opani, parents be brave and etiate a charge you ever a private schools fees are more G. But I didn't call the formulation of fees are more G. Our schools, no.
Sammy Medasi, my yenchia, only were cheerful, any panelist and pay almost studio when you know, Nami Mamma, I think, I probably toss to do. Sammy, my and some ever was so my main set this records with Nintimimboa my discussions and you come. Say, you can't say private school. When you made the 1992 Constitution, Article 25 for now, I'm making provisions at the amount. So, what kind Article 25 Clause 2 of 1992 Constitution now? Semi paraphrase here, or say, every person shall have the right. This will be a one a quanya and answer a quana, which me at school. I was say be a friend of my front of Fifi, what I got pin of baby be aware or PBR. Now, after Constitution, you know, I can't prefer say that right in the right of establishment. So, what you see are dying, what they will improve their facilities, and then the right of maintenance. So, what she say, at the end of the year, Obama a home active, na a hambay den, a bebem. Na, Arehosema Constitution a country private schools and say, at your own expense, meaning that one a home in Krasimbiano, while common a da. And that kind of statement, you know, makes private education a social business venture. NTLCA. It means it's a social business venture. What it means is the education itself is a social activity. You cannot deny anybody. But when it becomes you as a person, shoulder it alone, then it becomes a business. So you have to invest it. And as you are investing, then you recoup your investment. Different countries, be a sister countries, to say Liberia, so the government sponsored them 75% of their operational costs. And the government has a control of whatever the private schools are doing. Niger, the government sponsors 45% of their salaries. And the government has control in the private education. But over Ghana, government sponsors 0% of private education. For that matter, the determination of operation of private schools, it becomes very difficult and becomes the sole responsibility of the investor. Now, Ubusa say yen school fees, it's upon the maintenance of the school fees, and no na ye bibia ye friend maintenance cost, tuition fee, stationaries, textbooks, you can library facility, and I say facility usage, and utility bills. It is a what can we in a boma, and I'll bet me a game back your friend school fees. Now, son will be better school fees. Ghana has a culture of education at the private sector. I say, getting to the third term, now I shall say, every yen investors, any yen service providers, because textbooks, any kunya, chalk, any I shall say, from no mono day projectory bill at the abrain. Now your free PTA meeting consultatively, no, and no makasa, na a tumia boa, ama, a huno bila, a bit me use no, first term. I was a quan so. Now, you made the private school said, since 1992, Eddie Bayer, many workers as I mean, there were over 22,000 private schools and they were my Ghana. Oko Greater Accra, private schools contribute 52% of the total number of schools at Ewo Greater Accra, which is the seat of the government. And then what it also means in this data I'm giving to you is MS data, 2017-2018 data. Even if you go to the 2021-2022 data, private schools, the gap is so wide in terms of even the Greater Accra. You see. So what has become necessary? Parents at the basic level have seen the tremendous effort that the private schools are doing, and also they are so happy with the outcomes that their children are getting. Until over the pre-tertiary level now, at the basic level now, enrollment aspect in private schools take control of 42% at the enrollment level. Until enye jumedie ketua na private schools need ewo man Ghana. But all said and done no. Same answer na to school fees no. We do consultation. And based on the consultation from our suppliers, our stakeholders, i.e. the parents, the teachers, and on a factor into na to school fees no ewo Ghana.
Open you a lot of education this morning. Now, Minjina and also Namimbisa a few questions. Now, all highlight some of the issues, all highlight tuition, all highlight maintenance cost, all highlight others. One of them textbooks. Another one, young come some uniforms. Now, in the build-up of cost, textbooks, most of these private schools, compulsory set school and the Bema war. Uniforms, most private schools, compulsory say school and the Bema war. Tuition the enya in that. But I ask myself, say you say be a private school, no more use Akiola, I mean more school and I need use. You find so more use Akiola. Say school now go to Akiola na so supply and the ne born a difference and I appointing myself to go and look for a year Akiola and some metal. And our uniform, the material, no, you find so much green and red. Green and red, me could say me could be a toa. Opani, many cheaper than as the school is supplying to me. Same for me, so why are these elements or units in the build-up made compulsory when parents can be given the opportunity to get them?
Okay, so the textbooks aspect, say me you and one. Majority of the textbooks now you usually say Akiola ya working. Publisher no Ghana, but printing aspect any Ghana or printing no amano and a deba. If you don't know how printing no, or here cash I quit an or the print. It is a printer, not or the back drama as well. Or more betono, a ton directly, car. Intino, a hono waiting period behind them. Any. But so the back private school, you probably be promissory estopel. Yen, I promise to say, oh, bring me a quantities of 1,000, 2,000 pieces. Na ono a factor ni sika e de akwa akoye e de aba. O de ba obesa twen e bia bosome miensa bosome nsia. Ansa na wajiji wa yatime e de ni sika ni nyina ayede. Aman. So those waiting period ni nyina no so to me the printers na negotiate in such a way say between ama ono so ebeboa. And for that matter it makes it more difficult to price it as it in the market. And ono so our reliance say so when you one school obetimi a ton e be 1,000 copies and eden e de amano. Or than say be obey use be 50 days and answer 100 days e de ton e be 1,000 copies e were Germans. And then every private forget say me say a social business venture. Every private school will also see say ma create a shop na metimi aton ade about 110,000 copies there. What is the market value? Me for being watna ho no aton. I'll take security, but you space near there. So therefore, there will be a markup, which there's no wrong with that. So there will be a markup. And then also our parent, see I can say obia nkonko tom famra. So I mean ebia Odi wo happy FM wadwuma ra betua o kanti wo betumi anya sika na to na da na but parent o kan hon ebia na na adwuma no yese bosome son na ebia watumi ayeden anya sika ko kutua nti so okọ class na wo kirade a wo banhu ni se parents na na eto a we kutabi we nkutabi we kutabi we nkutabi na akwa akofa wo hawa yeden aba ema adisua no enkoso nti what for equality nti no ye turn wo school ni mu tia ya best screen no bia nsa ekutani books then the parents pay it based on specific payment plan omo akoye that brings the disparities in the price component at the market and selling it in the school and then oko bibi ti say ebia uniform ti say nia ye kan ya yes ubetime nya material bi wa abonten na material no ene the wo school ho no no once a price difference variations all because of say a social business venture because animan kitten no anema ono nso so otimi gather enough funds e dey maintain school no don't forget say what I was saying constitution is said every person shall have the right to establish and maintain. So when you establish it you have the liability upon your head to maintain it. If you fail to maintain the school using, let's say, a pragmatic measure, then somebody can take you on and bring a cause of action against you. So, juma edaho, and to remedy all this situation, say, okay, this is the situation. So books here mutimi use no. Ebia, we are going into negotiation with the publishers. We will buy the whole quantities for the private schools, and then the private schools will then sell it and pay it to the the government into a consolidated account. In that sense, no, the control of the price can easily be done. What they mention as so there are certain things where buy no ground the government will just tell the publisher say "Mon supply books to informal private schools. We will deal with you and get your money." So you are the government is owing the publisher, and then we sell the books and give it to the government. In this time, government can control a lot of things. Somebody will say wouldn't be interference in our business or anything. That wouldn't be interference because we are looking at quality education. Na samia who say abana momumpo no sa textbooks semni ade ontumi nka na asem nyeden enwie na otimi akwa akodwen ho say ene enye se mfamoa enuanom a omowo private schools no enti se obusa na mu nkyeremu a eyeden ewo mu no
enti aban ni se bia ewo mu school fees ni mu sikasem ho bibia aban ni se bia.
As I'm speaking to you now ye wo mra ahoro miensa ebo yen education ho eban ye wo constitution no ewo ho no ye the supremacy of the laws in Ghana ye wo act of parliament ahoro mi no ye wo ba ko a friend at 1023 no regulatory act no na kire kwanya ye bi mfa so nti school any ade ye wo pre-tertiary act 1049 nso so na kire say GS for mudwumedi omunye ni private schools for almost dwumedi omunye provision ni mu ba bi ni nsesan bia ni ho a same kire say so bi beji ni school fees a esese bia okoje approval bi free aban ho ede yeden eba because emrani share private school na yekete say on establishing school no on operating school no maintaining school no and these three key words no means a lot in legal principles. And what the private schools and the community around us, what we are doing, and they say, yes, we have that leverage, but we also know the kind of good intentions our parents have been with us. So what happens at this point, and they say, we enter into negotiations and then agree on payment terms. And this I mean, friend they ban. Publishers ahoro associations no negotiations ahoro sebeya omo betimi ene yen contract ya no masensan dada no ye betimi ahwese ye betimi aye variations bi wo na ye benya nia ye frɛ no sɛ bia different payment terms no sa payment terms no ebe boa yen na say ye ni awofo no ehia awofo bu na say be wotua 40% at the spot na holding ni a ebetuma am na tua e bia 25% ana e bia 40% ana say a percentage a lesser than the original percentage ye agree no so that ebetuma nya a long term na yebetumi di atua sika no na same ade ba ko ye technical asisi ama yen this point in time no akwa ye wo how dey ama yen ne say wo hwe yen academic calendar na before covid no na ye be school e was September September no na financial activities e wo August no in generally no ya na nye all that severe so but if it's a covid ne ba ye no this is the first academic year me can say your materials are a war stock asan because on say 2019-2020 academic year no you start na your war stocks be brave e wo ho because of say your war stocks wo ho no na am 2021 academic year na you start no ye old stocks na ye den ye ton 2022 academic year your old stocks but 2023 academic year not there your old stocks no be brave no asan I cover new ones aba. New ones I cover so is being attracted with the dollar rate. Into what we are doing as a council, and they say we are using from January to August as a promotional term. Now you are reverting an academic calendar no at your core September. From September 2023, near BA school to September 2023, in that sense, no. Bronya kwama na ya na yekodi bronya awofo kwa ha spend so much no maboto mo hwe wo na disansensem we nyina eba no so be ye den ebeti na atima ma yenya ye ho aye den atwitwa ye ho
opani tiawa ye din kompetitwe ni si ha onu menya adwen say in spite of say social venture mo ye no efa bi no private education ni bo no akosoro dodo.
Same quality education comes with quality expenditure or high expenditure. Same asempa ni say eno kwa samona ye nuanu mo government schools no omuntumi nka capitation grant and so on. School feeding fee a omode ma omu ene won't say charge for kontokwa sesi omuni aduane wo musuku.
Yeah.
What I say? Sami Nancy University, you more 15%. One to say Legoni other universities no. Omoya arbitrarily EDB can who so Monty as 15% and so on.
Yeah.
And no question says, I hope some one child the way. It is a kind of eden. It is a hope quality education. It's a very expensive. Why somebody travel away from Ghana and school their was in Europe? Do you remember the kind of even plane ticket Edo Mokoba any other day? So where we are now, as a country, if the private schools have been able to set a certain standard for ourselves, now my quality education, what the government is supposed to do, government can come in and partner them by issuing certain kind of training.
Before there's a very important question asked to the bit about quality education is expensive. Free SHS are here. And could I almost first batch 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. They passed out with very good grades.
Even
at the basic level, you gave me some data, say 40% of Nkoda more transition from your basic schools to secondary schools the private schools
Yeah, 42%.
42%. Now, if 42%, it means that the rest of them are coming from the public schools
Yeah.
And if let's say more than 50% of them or more secondary school one more education who is any quality 50% are from the public schools now. That means that indeed more quality now more casen into moji abode suspect kakra.
I mean there's other countries private participation in 10%. You see, most of the people are choosing private schools all because they don't have even access to education in Ghana. Sami kokaswa kore. Oko kaswa private schools etwemu 1,000 and over. Public schools enuru 200. Kokumasi abusuakuruwa. The whole abusuakuruwa town na eno na otumfo kuruwa onum bonso esie no. You see, there's no public education over there. This is what we are talking about. You see, so it is the negligence of the government to provide, let's say, educational facilities. No, and some well-meaning, let's say, Ghanaians, I want to say, or investment, or music, or man, 10 or more dying the attitude school, the Abuama education, I then akoso. What I'm trying to say is, you cite an example of free SHS. Nobody is saying free SHS, no, and yet the best. It's the best. It is helping the social people to actually get the prerequisite standards in education. We understand. But I mean, when we are talking about education, it is not about pen and paper tests. It is not about so be a control pass. It is just the lowest level of education. And then me to me Facebook wall say, Ghana's education is not about what we need in Ghana. It's not about pen and paper tests. What we need is that we need education system that will be able to solve our sanitation, that will be able to solve our employability skills, that will be able to solve the kind of challenges that we are going through. When the white people came, Sami na omohuni said communication is a challenge for them. So they read education system, na a year pen and paper test, reading and write. And that is at cake now. So if government is saying, say, we are spending much in the implementation of the free SHS, I'm expecting, say, free SHS ni akra nebe na okuta employability skills. Sami ofa no happy FM. Ubetime ja okonso amano, amanetime operate because of person or journalist. Nti o ye ocean general as no, you infuse you sa de no e won educational system. You understand? This is what we are talking about. And very soon you will see the trend that private schools will be picking to even widen the scope in the education in Ghana.
Before, Mary show on Facebook, and I must say, sir, it's been a very, very educative, informative conversation. I'm not having an opinion. Let me share.
Me that's insurance.